If you want to gather honey, you don't kick the beehive. Yet when we need to correct someone's behavior, our first instinct is usually to walk right up and kick it by delivering direct criticism. The moment a person hears direct criticism, their brain treats it as a physical threat. They immediately throw up their defenses, look for excuses, and focus entirely on protecting their pride rather than fixing the mistake. To get someone to actually change their behavior, we need a different approach. We are going to build a custom 5-step frictionless feedback script. This structure is designed to guide a person toward willing improvement without ever triggering an argument. Go ahead and grab a pen and a piece of paper. Think of a specific person and a specific issue you need to address. The only way to bypass human defensiveness is to calculate your words before you speak them. Let's draft your script. Step 1 happens before you say a single word. You need to map out the other person's motivation. When you go fishing, you don't bait the hook with strawberries just because you like them. You bait the hook with worms because that's what the fish want. Yet we usually try to convince others to change by explaining why we want them to change. On your paper, write down one specific, tangible benefit the other person will get by fixing this mistake. Maybe it saves them time, or maybe it helps them earn a promotion. Step 2 is crafting your opening sentence. The goal here is to secure immediate agreement and lower their biological defenses. Start by using their name, which is always the sweetest sound in any language, and offer a genuine smile. Even if you are talking on the phone, a smile changes the tone of your voice to signal you are a friend, not a threat. Now write out your opening sentence. State a shared, undeniable goal so that their very first response has to be yes. By combining their self-interest with a warm, agreeable opening, you bypass their brain's threat detection system. Their mind is now open to feedback. Step 3 is the pivot. Sincere praise acts as a psychological painkiller, so you must acknowledge something they do well before introducing any correction. The critical failure point happens right here. Follow praise with the word but, and the listener assumes the compliment was fake, destroying trust immediately. The structural fix is simple. Replace it with and. This keeps praise valid while safely introducing the behavioral pivot. Draft your pivot now. Write down a piece of sincere praise. Add the word and then briefly admit a past mistake of your own. Acknowledging that you are also flawed levels the playing field. Step 4 is formulating a question. You must avoid giving direct orders. Direct orders damage a person's pride and spark passive rebellion. Questions, on the other hand, empower them to take ownership of the process. Write down a specific question that logically guides them to discover the correct solution on their own. Ask them what they think the best approach would be. Swapping but for and replacing orders with questions removes the friction. You transform what would be a hostile confrontation into a collaborative problem-solving session. Step 5 is assigning the reputation to close the feedback loop. Individuals will naturally adjust their effort and behavior to match the positive labels assigned to them by a leader. If you give someone a fine reputation to live up to, they will work hard to prove you right. Look at your list and write your closing sentence. Explicitly remind the person of their usual high standards and capabilities. Make sure you frame this specific mistake as a minor anomaly that is easy to fix. This prevents them from feeling inherently broken or incompetent. By giving them a high standard to live up to at the end of the conversation, they leave eager to improve rather than feeling demoralized and defensive. Look down at your completed paper. You now possess a calculated psychological roadmap for this conversation. Because you have mapped their motivations, swapped demands for questions, and protected their pride, the other person will feel respected. You have engineered a scenario that completely bypasses the instinct to argue. True influence comes from generating a genuine willingness to change, not from forcing reluctant compliance. Take this script and execute the conversation today. Remember to put on a genuine smile, ask the right questions, and watch the resistance melt away.